And welcome back to my channel. So today we will be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be doing ranking different Cuphead bosses. So I have played the main game of Cuphead, but I haven't played the DLC, but I kind of know how the bosses work, so I'll be able to rank them. I'm pretty sure, like, fairly easily. And I'm gonna rank them on how difficult I find them to be. So, like, on the normal difficulty, not on the expert difficulty. So yeah, let's get into it. So first up, we have the Angel and the Demon. This is the secret boss fight for the DLC, I believe. I know this one can be confusing because, like, you need to switch sides or something, like, for the lightning bolt. So it can be confusing, but I don't think it's too. I'll put it in B tier because I don't like know too much about it. But yeah. Next up, okay, this is the okay. Hold on, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. So this is the Moonshine Mob. I think the final phase. This one is pretty tricky. I think I know you need to dodge a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna put it in A tier. But this is the secret part of this. I mean, it's not really secret, but like it's kind of like a troll because it says you beat it, but you really didn't. And then this guy pops up. He does shoot little things at you, but he has like no health and like yeah, it's not really that tricky. But if he surprises you, it can be really tricky. But yeah. Next up, we have Baroness von Bonbon. Uh, this is an interesting one. So she can be like hard on the first try, and then if you play it again, you just be like first try basically. So I'm gonna put her B tier. We'll do B tier because she can be hard. Beppy the Clown, this is like one of my least favorite fights in the game, to be honest. Like, it's so annoying, but it is really hard. It is actually pretty tricky, so I'm gonna go A tier, in my opinion. This is all my opinion, guys. And if, by the way, if you have any, like, if you think that you disagree with any of these, let me know which ones that like you specifically disagree with, and leave them in the comments, because I like to know your guys' opinion as well. Alright, next up we have the Ghost from the train boss fight. So I think this guy's pretty easy. Like he's not really a boss in himself. He's just like a part of a boss fight. So and he only like has one attack. So I'm gonna do C tier because he's not as hard as these two. Next up we have the flower candy carnation. So he has a lot of different things. I'm gonna go like bottom of B tier. He's like on the fence, but um, do I? No, I'll put it in C tier, like at the top of C tier though, because he's definitely harder than this guy. Next up, we have uh, Kala Maria's first phase. So she, yeah, no, I got to do it. She's actually ridiculously hard. Like all the little things you have to dodge. Yeah, it's crazy. Same with the second phase. Like the stoning. Oh my goodness, it's hard. Next is Captain Blackbeard. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, guys. Brineybeard. But he is mid, I think, in my opinion. Actually, he's like on the edge as well. Like he's definitely harder than these two, but I find him pretty easy, to be honest. Carrot, obviously, he's like one of the easiest in the game. Chef Salt. Okay, now this is an interesting one. A lot of people find Chef Saltbaker to be hard, like really, really ridiculously hard. He's people say he's even harder than like the devil and stuff. I can't really talk too much because I haven't played the DLC, but in my opinion, it doesn't feel that hard, guys. Like that's just me. So I'm gonna put it A tier. I'm gonna be a little bit generous because I've never tried it, and it is the final boss of the DLC. But like I kind of doubt it's harder than these, especially since I've seen some gameplay from this. It doesn't seem like overly like tricky. Like I feel like Calamari is way harder. Next up is this King Dice mini boss. So he is one of the easier ones, but he can still be like annoying. So I'm gonna do. I'll do like above these two because he's harder than these two. Next up, we have the skeleton. This guy is in the same thing as the ghost, and I think he's the same difficulty. Honestly, he's really easy. You just gotta see where his hands are going, and like yeah, you're pretty much good. Next up, we have Jimmy the Great. This is my opinion, guys. Don't get mad at me, but I'm sorry. I can't with this boss fight. Like I lose all the time. I'm putting it in S tier. Don't judge me. Next up, we have Dr. Robotnik, first phase. The first phase is definitely S tier. It's at the top. Like I can't with this one. But oh, you know what's higher than that? The final phase. This one is like so unbelievable. Like I almost want to like yeah. Yeah, I feel like it has to. I feel like it has to. I feel like it needs to go there. Sorry. Wait. Oh. Yeah. I feel like it needs to. It's just ridiculous. It's like stupidly hard. Next up we have Esther Winchester. This one is also I've heard hard, but this one I can actually believe more than Chef Saltpecker because it looks a lot harder than yeah. It looks a lot harder than like Chef Saltpecker because I've seen the projectiles. Also, why is this not okay? There we go. But I've seen the projectiles. There's a lot of stuff, and I think it definitely deserves to go in S tier. But probably yeah, it's definitely higher than Jimmy, but I'm not sure. Uh, Again, guys, just take this with a grain of salt. I haven't really played the DLC, so I'm not sure about those. But yeah, it's just my personal opinion. Next up is the final phase of the ghost train fight. So the final phase is definitely higher than these two. I think it probably fits with these guys, these two in B tier. Next up, we have the gnome, the bearded giant. I don't know his name either. I'm sorry, guys. He's from the DLC. I've never played it, but it does look quite challenging from the gameplay that I've seen. So I'll put it at the bottom of A tier. I feel like Chef Socket Baker is probably harder. Next up we have this guy is definitely probably the easiest in the game. Like I want to do this as well. Like I I feel like it deserves it. Like it's just that easy. So yeah, I think we have to, right? Like it's just like hilariously easy. Next one is Grim Matchstick. We editing Shrine here. So my recording of the Cuphead tier list, we got up to Grim Matchstick, and then my recording ended up just breaking. And sorry about that, but we will. I'm just gonna have to include the second clip of me redoing it. But sorry about that. But regardless, let's get back to the video. I had to redo everything, but we're back and we're ready. So Grim Matchstick. He's hard. But he's definitely not as hard as people say he is. So I'm gonna put him like top. No, he's probably like harder than these. I'll put it above Beppy. I'll put it here. Next up is Hildeberg for an like early game boss. She's like actually kind of ridiculous. Like actually really hard. So probably like top of B tier. Well, I'll say that. Next up is another one of King Dice's minions, the weird bunny rabbit. This is one of the easiest, and I'm gonna put it at the bottom D tier because there's like a hack to it. I forgot what it. You like duck, and you don't get hit somehow. So I'm putting it there. Next up is the final phase of the rat fight. This one is actually pretty easy for like late game. So I'm putting it in. I mean, it's the cat. The cat is actually pretty hard. So I'll put it at the top of B tier because I think it is a little bit harder than these. So next up we have Candy Corn. This is one of Baroness from Bonbon's minions. This one right here. It's one of the minions. It's definitely one of her. It's actually pretty tricky, but it's not like anything special. Like it's just like a little part of the fight. King Dice. S tier, one of the hardest fights in the game in my opinion. I suck at this one, so yep, S tier. This one pretty sure is another part of the DLC. Again, it's from the DLC, so I'm not completely sure, but I'm gonna put this one in probably. Wait, where did I put the other one? I put the other one right here. I think it's probably it's not as hard as this one. So I'll put it the like. I'll put it at the bottom a bit too. I don't think it's like crazy. Like it looks confusing, but it's not that hard, in my opinion. Because I mean, I haven't really played it, but from what I've seen, it doesn't look insanely hard. All right. Oh my goodness, there's so many. I need to speed this up a little bit. We have the lollipop boys. I don't really know what they're called, but I don't know what they are. But these are the final part that we've covered of the ghost train fight, and I think they're on the same level as the actual train itself. So I'm gonna put it right next to him, because I think no, they're a little bit easier, but like still, it's like the same amount of annoyingness. Next up, this is another one of Baroness von Bonbon's minions, the Jawbreaker. This is one of the easiest things in the entire game. I'm putting this like I'm putting it in front of Groupie, but like still, it's just ridiculous. Next up, we have another one of King Dice minions, and this is also one of the easier minions. So I'm gonna put him next to my other minion man here of King Dice, because these two are like actually really similar in difficulty, except this one can be this one can be a bit more confusing. So yeah, he goes above. This is I actually know this one. This is Mortimer Freeze from the DLC. This is the one I know the most because it was like the first boss I knew from the DLC. So I've like went over it the most. Like I've watched it the most. So I kind of know his attacks, and it does look quite challenging. So I'm gonna put it at the ball. It's probably harder than these. I think Esther, like the cow Esther Winchester, is probably harder. So I'm gonna put it just below her because I think they're pretty similar. Next up is one of the King Dice minions, but one of the harder ones, the monkey, the toy monkey. So I'm putting him at the bottom of C tier, because that's like he's harder than these two for sure. These two. Next up we have another King Dice minion, except this one is like pretty controversial because for some reason a lot of people find this easy. I do not, because like whenever you dash through the middle, you can't like I don't know, it just confuses me. So I'm putting this, okay, I'm not gonna make that high, but like I'm putting it like just above the ghost, because I think he's actually a little bit harder, but he has a lot less health, which is good, but like it confuses me, man. Next up we have I forgot this. Oh yeah, he's the another minion of Baroness von Bonbon, and I think no, not the final, but he's probably my least favorite out of them all, or maybe the second least favorite, because I'm actually gonna skip ahead a little bit. This guy, the waffle or the chocolate, I don't know what he is. This guy is my least favorite enemy of like her minions, and in my personal opinion, she's actually really hard. Like the waffle is actually really hard, so I'm putting him at the bottom of C. And the cupcake is probably like the most annoying. He's not really that hard, so top of D tier probably, yeah. Next up, onion. This is another one of those veggie phases, like of the potato and the carrot. Oh, also I don't know what the carrot's doing there. Except the carrot is actually like harder than those, so I'll keep him here. But this guy, like, yeah, he's not really a threat at all. Next up, we have another one of King Dice's minions, and this one is like middle of the road. It's probably like harder than some of them, but it's definitely not crazy. So he's probably at the top of D tier, I would say. So let's just swap these around. Yeah, there we go. Now this is another one from the DLC, but I don't have much knowledge. I know it's like a airplane style. It's not an airplane one, but it's like kind of a sky based one. And I've seen some stuff from it, and it looks like middle of the road. But again, I'm not gonna judge this one too hard. I'll put it at the bottom of B tier, but you guys let me know what you would put it, because I'm not too sure. And same with this one, because this isn't from the same fight. because I'm not too sure about this fight. I haven't seen, or like, I obviously haven't played the DLC, and I haven't seen many of these fights, so I'll leave that one up to you guys below. Next up, we have another one of King Dice's minions. This is the Dominoes, Pip and Dot. This is probably one of the easier ones, so I'm putting it at the bottom of D, because it is pretty easy. This is another one of King Dice's minions, but this one is a very fast-paced one, so it like a lot of reaction time based. So it can be hard, but like once you get used to it, it's really easy. So I'll put it in the middle of the candy corn and chips. Ribbon Croaks. Now this, in my opinion, is one of the hardest bosses in, or like the hardest boss in the first island. Like it's really hard for like where it's put. So I'm putting it. I'm putting it in A tier. But the thing is with this, the reason it's not going any higher is because once you beat it, it's like it's just like a one try quick boss, and it's not much of a threat like any longer. Right, we're getting to the final ones and some of the hardest, including Rumor Honeybottoms. She is going all the way up to the top. She is actually okay. She's not as hard as this one, but she's still really tricky. She's one of the she's probably my least favorite fight in the entire game. This one took me maybe like a week to beat. I'm not even joking, guys. I mean that's probably just because I'm bad at the game, but don't tell anyone. Next up is the potato. This is going at the bottom. This is literally the first person you fight in the entire game, and for good reason. It's super easy. Next up is another surprisingly easy boss for like end game. This is Sally Stage Play. So this is probably like near the rat boss. This one, the cat. So I'm gonna put them right next to each other. Actually, I think Hildebug's probably a bit harder, but yeah. But I think they're very similar in difficulty, so I'll put them next to each other. Next up, we have the final minion of Baroness von Bonbon, the lolly one. And this, in my opinion, is the second easiest, apart from this guy. He's the second easiest, so he's going to the bottom of D tier. D tier is getting real full, I don't know why. This guy, this is one of the bee's minions, and he's okay. He's actually kind of like confusing because his attacks like explode. So I'll put him in the middle of B tier. I think that's kind of an appropriate place for him because he's not really any higher, but he's definitely not lower though. So this is where he stays. Next up, I think this guy's from the DLC again, but again, I don't know. I think this is the same one as this guy. So I'll put them in. Actually, I think it's the same as the I'm not too sure honestly. So I'll just put him next to this guy, but I'm not too sure. Let me know down in the comments below where you would put this guy, because I'm not too sure honestly. Like I don't know much about this one. It's from the DLC again, so I'm not sure. Okay, now get into some of the main fights, apart from the DLC ones. So, but I do know these. These are the chess pieces. So, first up we have I don't know I don't know like what this is, but because is it? I think I think it actually might be the bishop, which I know you gotta like do all the candles. This is like the second easiest in my opinion. Like it's just a parrying thing, which is similar to the mausoleums in regular Cuphead. So I'll put him in D tier. D tier is already like a second row, which is crazy. The devil. Unpopular opinion: the devil isn't that hard. Like straight up, he's not as hard as people say. Well, actually, people say it doesn't say he's that hard, but for the final boss, he is actually pretty underwhelming. I'm gonna put them at the middle of A tier. I mean, he's a devil, so you gotta respect him. Like, actually, I'll put him on the top of 80. He's actually kind of hard at points, but he's definitely not as hard as some of these guys up here. Like, I think these guys are much harder. Next up, we have, actually, I'll put Jimmy down. I don't know why Jimmy's up there. I don't know why I put him in S. Next up, we have the Knight. This is the hardest out of the chess pieces, in my opinion, for the DLC. So, I'll put him in the bottom of A tier. I think he's actually pretty hard. The pawns, these are just like literal tutorial for the parrying, so it's going, it's just gonna go like second easiest. Goopy is still the easiest. He's the easiest in the game. But yeah, these guys, they don't really pose a threat, to be honest. This is the final chess piece one, the queen. She's not actually as hard as the knight in my opinion, so I'm gonna put her at like, yeah, I'll put her at the top. Yeah, I'll put her at the top of B tier. She's really not that hard. Like, you just need to learn to parry properly, but yeah, she's not bad. Rook, easy in my opinion. I don't know what it is. It's not a challenge to me. I don't know why. I mean, I've never played it, so I don't know, but it doesn't seem hard. That's all. Okay, we're getting close to the end now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, and this is the final phase of the pirate boss, and this is actually like quite tricky. So I'll put him like near the end of A tier. I think that's where it belongs. This one is it's the final boss, not boss, minion of King Dice that we have covered today. So I'm gonna put these guys are actually like probably one of the harder ones of his minions. So I'll put them at the top of C tier because I think they're probably actually the hardest of the minions. They have a lot of stuff to dodge. Wally Wobbles. First time I did this, it like actually I needed to use one of my Jimmy wishes, the one where you spin around and it gives you a couple extra, like a double the life. But I struggle with this so much, dude. I'm putting it at the bottom of S tier. I didn't know the tactic of like to dodge the eggs, and man, I absolutely like died with this one. But now it's not like that hard. But it posed like a real struggle when I first started playing the game. Okay, this is the rat boss. This is the first phase of the cat phase, and it's very easy. Honestly, I'll put it like in the middle. Yeah, I'll put it in the middle of C tier. This is where it belongs. Honestly, it's really not that hard. And the final boss or like minion that we're doing today is boss that I actually don't know. I think it's the DLC one again with the flying. So I'll put it next to the other flying ones. These guys. All these three, I don't know. I don't know how they play, cause I've never played it. But that right there, guys, is my complete Cuphead like tier list of what I think is the difficulty of them. So at the very bottom we got Goopy Legrande. Like, I feel like we all knew that was coming, and then we got Dr. Robotnik or whatever his name is, Carl. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my video. If you want to see more like tier list videos like this, cause I got this idea from a bunch of other YouTubers that do this like ceremony. So if you guys enjoy these, make sure to let me know down below, cause I will then I'll know that you guys like this and I'll upload more. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this and see you next time. Peace.